We're here with Billy Anderson and Jeffrey Horn, who have just started Shakespeare Downtown, a company that will be performing here at the Castle Clinton and Battery Park, which is not to be confused with Battery Park City. And so that was just announced recently. So why don't we start with some of the background.
What we've been doing is that at the school they've allowed us to do plays, and so we have a 99-seat theater there, and so for the last 10 years we've been doing plays.
10 years, okay.
Yes, and so I was acting in them, and I became the producer just out of necessity, and he directed all of the plays, and the students are all trained by Jeffrey, so that's how the company is sort of formed.
Now, I was going to ask you, how did you go from actor to producer, but it's sort of out of necessity over time?
It was definitely out of necessity.
And now you've been living downtown for a long time by the seaport. What gave you the idea now to do a Shakespeare company? I think it's a great idea. It's something we need. I'm wondering why no one hasn't thought of it sooner. I know they used to do some Shakespeare occasionally out here years ago.
Oh, they do, and that's later in the summer. And I'm not sure if they're under River to River, but they also use the park and several of the other parks.
Well, since construction, they haven't done it for a couple of years. Now, who's behind that project?
That's New York Classical Theater. So that's they'll be doing that after us. Ours is from May 19th through June 27th.
All right, interesting. So there's going to be two of them.
Yeah.
So what made you think of this? How did you come?
Well, it was actually living down here, and then they just redid the Esplanade, and so I would walk, and we've done all these plays, and I was thinking, how can we form a company? And then I saw the castle, and I thought it would be perfect for Shakespeare because we'd done 4 Shakespeare plays, and so just looking at it, and so then I came, and then I read all these books about writing a proposal, and I wrote to everyone in the government, and I got permission.
Oh, so how did that happen? You got permission with the National Parks folks?
Yes, that was it, Shirley McKinney. I wrote to her, and I wrote to Bloomberg, and he answered in 2 days, so I thought that was very impressive of him, and they told me who to get in contact with, and so I wrote to her, and she said, it was something that would be, that they were the kind of thing that they were looking to do.
So you've gotten the permission so far, and now you have until May. You've got 7 months or so. It's time to fundraise and so forth. How are you doing there? Any grants yet? Or?
Well, they're pending.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm working on. But it's more than that. It's just that we want the support of the community, because the way it should be is it's like 600 people a night can come. There'll be chairs, seating for that, and it's for 30 performances. So it's really for 18,000 people. So it's really it's corporate support. We're hoping the support of the downtown community, but just so that it's just a downtown event for people.
How will this differ from the Central Park outdoor Shakespeare play?
Yeah,
well, there is over a couple hours.
There is one difference in that we want to have a company of actors, whereas the Shakespeare in the Park, they job in actors for it always. And those are all people that we have worked with.
Right.
Occasionally, if someone wants to join who's been in some way connected with us before, that's fine, of course. But we want to have a company, a feeling of a company that's going to be here together. Billy's idea originally was that she loved this place, and we of course know about the Globe in London, and there's a certain connection. The Globe was next to the water, and this is next to the water.
And it's open air, and it's the same kind of setup as Shakespeare's theater.
Shakespeare worked with the same actors for a long period of time, close to 20 years.
And remember, the Globe point, again, for someone who's not an actor, it's not obvious. The Globe is over in London, or
in London. It's in London, yes.
And that was the original location.
Well, in 1599, that's when it was
built.
built.
The water. So this is. I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
But it was the same. It was open air. It was in the round. It was on the water. I mean, it's really just a wonderful way.
What's your first play in May? Do you know that?
Romeo and Juliet.
Okay, we're going to have another 20,000 people here, and we have no culture. I mean, anything you want, you've got to go up to Joe's Pub.
And but also, like the play, like if we wanted to start at 8 p.m. and it'll run till 10:30. So to have the balcony scene under the stars when it is actually night under the stars, it seems like a very wonderful experience.